Hey everybody, how's it going? So welcome to Blackwell Adventure Valley. We're doing something new on the channel. We're going on tours of parks that you guys have submitted. And this one is submitted by channel favourite Spyke. You would have seen Spike's work with all of the signs and everything that he's done for me in the past for all of the park builds I've done. And he submitted a park for us to tour. So I reckon we just get on with it, right? Here we are in Blackwell Adventure Valley then. As I said, it's submitted by Spyke, and if you do want to leave your park for a future tour, I'll leave all of the details and everything in the description below. But look at this absolute beautiful park. It's just stunning. I just need to let you know in advance that the park isn't finished, so the front and the back of the park here you can see there's a bit of a graveyard of stuff, and that's purely because this park has been submitted to be a prototype so that we can do a pilot episode so we can see whether you guys are actually going to want to do these kind of tours and that kind of stuff. So Spyke, thank you so much for submitting this. And when you play Planet Coaster, you've got three ways that you can play it. You can either go down the ultra realistic but slightly generic route that I go down when I've been doing all of my parks, or you can go down that unrealistic complete fantasy route, and you know, you've seen them all on other gaming sites and everything, how they do that. Or you can go down this middle route where you allow for realism but also have absolute super design, and this is one of those parks that does that. So we are going to go into CHACHOTOUR in a moment so we can view this from the guest view, but I'm just going to show you around the park as it stands at the moment because it's just beautiful to look at from every single angle that you can imagine. It's even more immersive when you get into CHACHOTOUR. So we've got 5 roller coasters I think we've got in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 roller coasters that we're going to be going on in this one. We've got this amazing adventure area that mixes all of the themes that you're going to find in the park all in one individual place. So you've got a mix of the adventure, some of the Mexican, you've got some of the Asian pagoda buildings, some Western and everything. So it's like an amalgamation of everything. But just look at the design in here. We're using all of this idea of the flooring. We're using some custom shapes and everything that are all along here just to create some interesting, intricate patterns that are living on all of the pathways, and just the sightline of the entrance is just absolutely beautiful. Like, you've got all of your accessibility stuff sorted and you've got all of your steps and everything. So yes, this is just such a beautiful park. And then you come into like this central area here where you've got all of your shops and your facilities, and now you start to split off into your different fantasy worlds, and each of those fantasy worlds has its own gateway, and that's themed around what you're about to go into. So this actually reminds me a little bit of Mirabilandia in Italy, and that's kind of how that does it. So we can come over into the Asian area, and just the architecture and the landscaping in here is just absolutely perfect for what you want. Like, you've chosen the most beautiful colours. It's the perfect colour palette. It's the red, it's the jade, yes. And so you've also got loads of strip lighting and everything. Now, this park did load in night time, so I'm assuming that this park is possibly better viewed at night, so I'll show you that at the end of the tour. But we've got a few select rides that are in this area. So we've got the flying one here, and then we've got our disco over on this side, and then we've just got shops and facilities. As I said, we'll go into CHACHOTOUR and do a tour momentarily so we can actually see it properly. And then we come to the back here, we've got our first coaster. It's a single rail coaster, so we're going to see that in more depth. And then coming back round to the entrance, where then we come into a pirate area on the right hand side, and then I don't actually know what you would call this area. It's just an area. But this is like, it's almost like a quintessentially English, well, I would call it Tudor, but actually this might be Bavarian because of all the beams and everything. So it's yeah, whatever area this is. But we've got a chair swing, and we've just got some more facilities and everything that are going on in here. And in the pirate area, we have ourselves a Woodie, and then we've also got a couple of rides in here. There's some stuff that I'm going to show you in CHACHOTOUR that Spyke, you've done so well in this, and how you pull it together and everything. It's awesome. Then we've got a more adventure Mayan kind of feeling area at the back here, where we've got ourselves a Floorless coaster, and a Rocktopus, and the Phoenix, I think this one is. So I can't wait to show you that area. And then right at the back here, we've got a more spooky area, really lovely put together, with this old looking Arrow stroke Vekoma coaster. I don't know whether it would be an Arrow or whether it would be a Vekoma. I don't know where the park is set, but even still, it's awesome, right? So and I think that's the park itself. As you can see, there's a monorail that goes around to the park entrance, and I think the idea was that this was supposed to be going from the car park. This is obviously the car park area that's not quite done, it's not quite finished. But we've also got backstage services and everything, I think, in here as well. So we've got like the admin offices and everything that are living here. And you'll notice as well that the rides and the coasters have all got backstage areas and all of that stuff. So just to remind you, this is the view of the entrance. Let's go into Tegid Cam. Here we are then, back at the entrance of Blackwell Adventure Valley, and we're in Tegid Cam. So look, hey, it's time to feel sick with my camera work. So look at how awesome these buildings sit on the skyline. So like, you can't see much of the park from behind, so it gives that idea of adventure. You now need to go and explore the actual park itself, but this mix of all of the architecture that's going on gives you a preview of what you're about to experience. So well put together. So we've got our ticket offices in the front here. They are actually shops, so people will actually go up and use them. And then we come into our Mexican, Mayan, kind of South American Mr. Frita and Chief Beef, and yeah, it's just like some facilities and stuff that you've got. And I think this is the exit to the monorail, because through here you've got staff stuff and you've got vending machines and whatever in here. So I think this is the exit to the monorail, and then the entrance is the other side over here. So really nicely integrated into the whole main plaza area. And we can come and grab some ice cream and some gelato from the front here, and then we've just got another ticket booth here, and then in the background we've just got one of those pagodas, and it just looks so good. I don't think it's usable as the entrance, right? I think it's just there, but that's okay, that's fine. And then we've got our main entrance here, which is actually giving me Europa Park vibes. It's that vintage, the use of the vintage pieces and everything that we've got going on. Then we're going to come in to the turnstiles itself. So of course you're going to grab your ticket and get your turnstiles, and again it's this mix of the vintage stuff. It's really well placed together actually, where you're mixing the TMTK pieces and your vintage pieces, and it just looks like a proper turnstile area, right? So it's really good. And then you come into your main plaza area here. So I'm thinking again, this is probably going to be similar to Mirabolandia in the sense that you can open the turnstiles and you can allow people to come in here. You block off the entrances, and then when it's time to open the park, you just let the crowds go through, and they're already heading down different areas. So you've got a pirate village this way. We've got, Komischdorf, so I'm guessing that answers the question from before. It's most likely German, it's most likely Bavarian rather than Tudor. And then we've got the Asian pieces over here. I'm going to go down the Asian route, by the way, because I don't often use the Asian pieces, and I've definitely not gone into the world of putting them together to create a scene. So I really want to tour this bit first, because just look at how awesome this is from this view. It's just so nicely put together. Your colours are absolutely perfect as well, so you're using all of those warm colours offset by the blue. It's just so lovely. Like, I just love the profile of this particular building with the beams and everything. So and then the pagodas actually do look quite good in Planet Coaster, and it's quite nice that they've actually given us the pieces to do that rather than having to do our own. I know that in the early days there were some videos and everything going around of people doing their own, and they were just challenging enough. But look at this view as you walk through. It's just incredible. It's just a rich, deep view. There's just so much depth to it and so much warmth that's going on, and it's just so good. And you've just got everything all on the outside, so all of your facilities and everything are pushed back. They're just nicely out of the way. I don't know if these are supposed to be shops. Obviously you've covered them up, right? So I'm guessing they're not supposed to be. But it's fine. It's fine. It works. Like, look at it. It's absolutely stunning. Just the architecture in here. And then you've got the fairy lights and everything going on in here too. So it's good. And you've got flood lighting. So you're definitely thinking of stuff. I don't know if I said it. This park loaded at night time, so I'll show you. Yes, I did. I've already said it. I'll show you nighttime afterwards. What I love about this area is this central feature here. Just this Asian bridge. It's just the perfect shape. It just looks exactly as it should. It's like the whole Zen bridge. It's the whole Zen thing. You could just come across, and then you've got the pond and everything in the middle here. It's just so nice. And then we've got Rakuyu, which I'm assuming is this one here. Just so calming. I know this is not a calming ride, but it's just so calming. And then over the other side we have our gyro swing, and then an amazing view actually of the the arrow Vekoma coaster in the background. But we're going to come this way because we're going to come towards our single rail coaster. It feels like this is the perfect fit actually for this kind of park. It feels like it would have that kind of coaster. So what have we got? Do we reckon this is it? This is going to be Tetsu. Daikaiju Tetsu. Do we reckon? Yeah, I reckon this is it, right? So look at that station. Just look at how beautiful that station is. It's all stucco and it's all it just looks Japanese, right? It just looks perfect. I don't have anything else to say other than it looks so good. And then the queue line is really, really lovely. It's so well put together. Like even as a queue line, like queue lines can be quite uninspiring, right? But I like how you're fencing it off, so you're having to go across, but you can use this as an extended queue line if you needed to. But if you don't need to, then you can cut it off. So yeah, right. Okay, let's not do. This isn't a queue line tour. Let's just go this way. I don't know which way's which, so let's go. I don't know which way it is. Do we reckon it's this way? Yeah, I reckon it. Oh, this is going to be the fast track anyway, isn't it? So there we go. We'll come up here. Yeah, okay. Here we go. And then we come into our single rail coaster. So let's go ahead. Let's go for a ride. Such an awesome job at profiling that. It's such a good ride, and I love how it kills its speed towards the end. It just meanders its way into the brake run. It doesn't come in too hot. It's absolutely perfect. Just look, yeah, really, really well done. It's a nice coaster, that one. And look at the interior in here as well. Just look at the architecture and just the details, everything that have been included on the inside. So you're detailing the inside of your station as well. It's just, yes. Really, really well done. Okay, so we're going to come out the exit and you're going to get some amazing views of the coaster and some of the scenery and everything that you've got going on. And the queue, if they're using the extended queue, it's bad luck. And you're going to come out into this plaza area. So this is a self-serving plaza area. Of course, you've got gift shops and food units and everything in this area, so you can account for a lot of guests that are going to be coming through the park. Look at these fences, by the way. These are so well done. I'm totally stealing this idea for like don't die fencing. So rather than just having the boring chain lattice fencing, you're actually using a different style of fencing, and it works really, really, really effectively. So yeah, really nicely done. So we're going to come through this way back out into the main plaza area, and we're going to get some more awesome views of the park. Everything is just so meticulously placed. It's so well placed down to give you lots of things to look at as you're walking through the park. So I don't know which way we're going to go. Because this is another thing, by the way, because I don't think this way is finished, right? No, so that goes to nowhere. But this path interaction here is absolutely fantastic. When this coaster goes by, it's just exactly what you would imagine from an actual theme park itself, like how they would have profiled it and how they would have made it interact. I think this is coming around now so we can actually see it. So here we go. Just look. Oh yes, it's just one of those that I wish Planet Coaster had wind effects, so that as it was going past it would make all of these flowers and everything flow and whatever. But yeah, so it's just the epitome of design, where you've just got a coaster that's intruding on a different area. The colour fits in quite nicely with the softer tones that you've got going on in here, so it fits nicely, and it just gives you a bit more of a sense of, oh, I want to go and see what that is. You're almost including that adventure all over again. So we are going to go that way. So I think it's this way. That central pagoda feature. I can't get enough of how good these look. I know that they're the in-game pieces, but they're still put together with some kind of imagination. Definitely more imagination than I've got. So, and look at the pirate ship that you've got in the background as well. That sight of the pirate ship. It's just everywhere you look, you've got something to look at and something to go and explore. You can get lost in this world quite easily. So then we've got soda, bratwursts, fries and ribs. So yeah, we're in our Germanic area, aren't we here? Look at this architecture. Look at the intricacies that you've got and the geometric shapes that are being used just on this sugar emporium. It's just one thing that I do applaud is, Spyke, your ability to put buildings together. It's just like, even the stuff that you submitted for me for Fundy Fun Spot, absolutely awesome submissions. Like, look at all of the intricacies that you've got going on with the geometry. So I know that, again, these are in-game pieces, so you've not made the beams and everything, but what you have done is made the most out of the stuff that you've got, and it curves around the ride, and then you've got all of your roof pieces and everything. I wish I could do buildings like this. Like, I'm jealous. I really am jealous of how you've put this together. And then you've also obviously got your gatehouse in here as well, so you're mixing up your colours and your schemes really nicely. So you've got your lime plaster here, your castle wall, and then your Bavarian. So really nicely put together. Right, so we were going this way, weren't we? So I think it's coming down to, no, that's Little Beastie. Oh no, maybe it is. Hopefully, caller. Maybe it is down that way. I might need to I might need to edit if it's not. Hang on. Back through this way. Back through this way. We will go around this way. Let's see what's down here. Yeah, do you know what? It was down here. Oh well, never mind. So we're going to come back around the back here, and we're going to come around this way. There we go. Here we go. So now we're into the area that I thought we were going to be in. Bit Transylvania. Spyke, you're definitely going to leave a comment now to go, no, you should have gone this way. But either way, we're here. Doesn't matter. So we're in our spooky area. And again, this is just another example of an amazing use of the pieces that we've got in game. Like, just with the intricacies and the design. Everything is offset and everything is just so well put together. You've just got so many decent sight lines that you can go and look at. So yeah, look, love it. And then we've got this central feature. So everything that we've got in terms of areas all have some kind of central feature to look at. So this Insanity ride has got an amazing skin that goes with it. And then of course we've got Poltergeist, and I think this is the station building, right? Yes, this is the station building for the actual ride. So Poltergeist is the coaster that we're going to go on in a second. But just look at how awesome this is. This is like the Disney style spooky, isn't it? And it's all of the right colours. It's that purple and white that you've got going on, and then you've got your central area here. And I presume this is the queue for it. So yeah, this is the queue for it. So let's go for a walk through. And look at how everything is overgrown. This giving me Vampire at Chessington World of Adventures vibes, in the sense of how it's all put together with the gravel and the stones, and it's just looking overgrown and everything. Oh yes, I just love it. It's so good. So I don't know which is which. We're in the same thing again. Really nice interaction here, by the way. Look, good timing. Yes. Okay. So more stuff for the queue. I think it's this way, right? So we need to come up this way. Yeah, there we go. It's nice actually that you're accounting for having enough queue space. I don't know if we can. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it. Yeah, there we go. So you've got enough queue space for the number of guests that this park is going to attract, and that's nice to see. It's nice to see that that's been considered. So we then go into a balcony style. Oh no, we're on a roof. Right. Okay. Let's just go on the ride. So we were up there, and yeah, it kind of didn't go to plan. But ultimately, you go over the other side and comes down this way. So what an awesome ride! Anyway, I love the pacing of this one as well. You've done a really nice job with the actual pacing. It feels like an old school coaster. It feels like it would be a Vekoma or an Arrow, quite rickety, quite, you know, almost falling apart, but still really, really good. So we're going to come back down this way, and then of course you come out into Plaza area, as we already know. Some amazing interactions with the path and the coaster as well. And I think from what I've seen of the makeup, most of your inversions are also custom as well. So that's really nicely done. That's not even like the Cobra roll, for example, not even something that I can do. So really nicely put together. Look, just look at the view you get. It's really nice. Yes. Yes. Into the airtime hill, and then into the Cobra roll. A nicely profiled Cobra roll as well. There you go. Done. Okay, right. So we're going to come across this way. So, well, I don't know what's next. I don't know where. Oh, we're going to go on this one in the background. So I know that we've got to go a weird way. I am, however, going to do a naughty, and I'm actually going to cut through this way. So I know that I can go. Hello. I can go this way. There we go. I know that's, strictly speaking, not what you're supposed to do. But hey, we just did. So we're coming into this little beastie, this little junior coaster that we've got in the background. And again, you've got some really nice sight lines and some really nice interactions with the path area that we've got here. And the building, it's just another beautiful building. It's nicely put together with all the wood beams and all the wood slats and stuff. And you've also got like a little plaza area in the middle here for the exit of the ride. But again, you get some more interaction with the actual coaster itself. Reminds me actually quite a lot of the Busch Gardens Williamsburg Junior coaster. That's got a bit of a plaza area in the middle too. So let's have a look at the queue line. Let's go through this way. So there we go. Another fast track. I don't know if this is how much this would account for, but I'm liking as well that not all of your queues are complete cattle pens. You do use cattle pens and you use them quite effectively, but you're also not completely cattle penning stuff off. You've got a bit of character to your queue lines. Look, queue line nerds. Actually, this has got quite a capacity for a queue, so we're not actually going to go down there. But look at the interaction that you get from the queue line. It's just so nice. There we go. good use of foliage, like to break up the space as well. So you've got a little bit of overgrown, a little bit of nature, as it's called. You know, the kind of nature that's just been placed there because it's been placed there. We're going to come up this way, and then we're going to come into the coaster. So look at the station from inside here. So we've got all of the lights, and they've all got cables and everything. So this is nicely put together. And then we've got the actual station itself. So let's go for a ride. So that's a decently long kids coaster, really nicely put together, and again it's got some awesome pacing going on, so really enjoyed that one. Well done. So we're going to come back down this way, and I don't know which way to go from here, so let's go and get lost, shall we? Let's go into the pirate area, because this is the thing that I wanted to show you. So if you look at this from this angle, you can see that we've got the shipwreck and we've got all of this harbour area. We're going to go and explore this in a moment, but you see this waterfall here, it backs onto the Bavarian area. So from down here it all completely hides the Bavarian area, and it gives complete immersion into the area that you're actually in. So if we head down this way, there we go. So you can't actually see the Bavarian area from behind. What you can do is just make out the pokings over the top, which again gives you this idea of go for an adventure, go and see what it's all about. So it's just so nicely put together, and you've also got some really nice beam work that you've got here. So if we go into the queue of the whirly rig, for example, which is a whirly rig, it's a whirly rig, that's all it is, but it's still beautifully put together. You've got, I keep saying that. Is this going to be a take a shot every time I say it's so nice or it's beautifully put together? Let's do that. No, don't. You'll die. But look at how nice this is from this view. Even from the queue of the whirly rig, we're still attention to detail and everything. And then over this way, we've got this higher profile going on with the balloons ride. So this is quite a nice touch as well, because it gives again depth to that sight line, but you don't actually change the path height because you don't need to until you come back around this way. So you're then meeting the ride at its actual natural level. I like how it just gives that depth to the area, and then you've trimmed off all of your pathing and everything, and you've got some beautiful foliage going on. It's just fitting to the area, and now it feels like you're in an actual pirate island, a lost island. You're actually using a pirate ship, so you're brave. very brave. But look at how good it sits on that profile, with the foliage and everything in front of it, and all of it's just got so much depth. I know that's like one thing I just keep saying, just how much depth this has got, but it really does. And then all of your pathing and stuff that you've got down here, so all you're doing is you're just using the planters and everything that come in game. There's no real trickery involved. It's just this really imaginative use of all of the pieces that you've got to create all of this sightline. And your buildings don't repeat, so every single building is completely different to each other, and that's one thing that I like about the areas that you're pulling together. Other than the Asian area, which is supposed to be consistent, everything else has got all of this different design. So I think Driftwood is this coaster, right? So I think this is the next one to actually go on. It's our wooden coaster. So Cattle Pen of Hell, but nicely interacting with the actual coaster, the coaster itself. There we go. Get some brilliant views. We're going to come back round this way into a second Cattle Pen of Hell. Where does it come out? This side. Interesting use of, by the way, of the retaining walls or the use of the adventure stuff for the retaining walls. I quite like this idea. And then the mulch. Yes, look, mulch. We found some mulch. We're going to come back through this way and come through into more cattle pens, which can actually be closed off, as you can see. Then more cattle pens. I think this ride might get quite a queue. And then we go into the station. Quite a nice open little station, actually. It's a bit of a fake out station because you think, oh yes, I'm going into the station. Oh no, wait a minute, you still got about 5 minutes worth of queue to go. It's fine, you've already waited 90 minutes for it. So what's another what's another load? Cool. Okay, train's here, so let's go for a ride. What a view. What a ride. Like, what a park this is turning out to be. I just absolutely love it. Just everything, everywhere you go, there's just something new to see. I'm running out of things to say, right? Because I don't have the imagination to come up with many more words. But yeah, look. This would be just such a beautiful park in real life. Yeah. Right, so where are we? Driftwood. There's one more coaster. It's this one at the back here. And I don't know how to get there, so let's just go and admire some of this a little bit more. Some of the intricate pathwork that we've got going on with the great use of terrain. This is the plaza area that we were talking about before. So this is just the use of, I think this is the planter stuff. It might actually be the stuff from the pirate pack, you know. But either way, it's laid down and it's really lovely. There you go, another one. Take a shot. So some more shops. So we've got it's down there, Forbidden City, down there. So we've got some more shops. This is a close-up of the shops that we were talking about before. Different colours, like the purple and the blues, work absolutely perfectly together. And you're starting to mix all of the stucco and the Baroque with something completely different. The Baroque stuff. I do know what I'm talking about, I promise. And then we've got just this. Just look at it. It's just all of the beams and everything, and how they're put together, and how they interact with each other. It just creates this beautiful structure. I just wish I had the imagination to do something like this. And then you've got the pirate ship behind. I think this is an actual piece, right? So this isn't actually built. It's not actually built by you, but it's placed in the perfect location. That's what matters. Yeah, come and grab some food next to the pirate ship. I'd love it. Overlooking the water. I've got to be careful so I don't end up on a roof again. Overlooking the water, and then what would be at the back here. So that I can see there are some unfinished rides and everything that are going on at the back here. So you'd get an amazing sight line along here. And then you've just got the junior coaster that's here. So yeah, come back out into the plaza. Right, let's go into Forbidden City. So here we go. We're going to go through this way. And then we come out into a Mayan-style adventure city where you just get greeted with the Phoenix sitting at the top. I still think this ride spins too fast. What do you reckon? Can you imagine being on that? It's vomity. But again, we've got a lovely Mayan-style building that's going on. Some good use of the adventure pieces that are in here. This is another one, other than Chatrolandia, the adventure pieces aren't really stuff that I use much of as a theme. I use them in individual things, but I don't use them as a theme. We've got a coaster that's in the background here, Floorless coaster. This is Pachamama. This gives me Colossus vibes, actually, at Thorpe Park, in the fact that you've got the zero G rolls here. And I'm going to commend you on your inversions on this it's not an inverted coaster, this is a floorless coaster. I'm gonna try that again. I'm gonna commend you on your inversions on this floorless coaster, because this zero G roll or heartline roll as it is perfectly profiled, absolutely perfect. And social JoJo roll coming out of the station as well, which you'll see on ride in a minute. Yeah, it just looks so good. So we've got over here Roctopus, which is called Dance Off. Is this the queue for it, or is this the exit? I think this is the queue for it. So there we go. This is the queue. Love it. We're not going to go on it, but I just wanted to show you that there's a load of attention to detail, in the sense that we've also put custom flooring and everything in here. So we've not just put down the usual padding and done a pavement or whatever. Spyke has actually done this awesome job at its own flooring. So just wanted to show you that, and that's throughout the park as well. That applies through most of the areas. And then we come in this way, so there's your Phoenix. Yeah, right, so let's have a look at Pachamama. So we're going to go into the queue. I'm going to sense this is going to be another cattle pen. Yeah, look at the cattle pen that we've got going on here. So I take back what I said earlier on about not using cattle pens, because here's one right now. But look at the actual view you get of the Heartline rolls. Brilliant. Just so much excitement involved. And we're going to come around this way. I think this is probably just the extended queue line, right? And we're going to come around this way into another cattle pen. More cattle pens. Where do we reckon we go from here? It's round this way, I reckon, right? So there we go. Here we go. We're entering somewhere. We might be the exit, right? Yeah, we've just gone up the exit. No, that's right. Entrance. There we go. So now we're in the station. So nice and minimalist station that we've got going on here. But again, this ideal use of the adventure stuff that we've got going on. And I like that you've got the double walling. So this is a trick that I often do, where you have a wall behind the arch, and then you can start putting stuff in here. So you can put things on the walls. You can put the lighting like you've done down here. So cool. Let's go on a ride, shall we? See what I mean about the perfectly profiled JoJo roll? It's just so good. There it is again. You guys are going to be drunk by now. So we're going to come via balloons and a couple of toilets, because you know that you're going to want to vom after that. And then we're going to come around this way just as the train goes over. And then we're going to come back out into the main area. So look. Yeah. What I do like as well, and I know that we kind of get forced into doing this because we only have a limited number of pieces in game and stuff, but what I do like is that you're using some of the textures that are throughout the park. So you're bringing themes from other sides of the park and bringing it right through the park. So for example, your barriers and everything that you've got here, you've used elsewhere. You used in the Asian section. And then you've got these ones that are from the pirate section, like this fence from the pirate section. So foliage and everything is quite similar as well as you go through. So what you're doing is you're actually creating this this transition between areas that still has this consistency, and that works beautifully in its favour, in this park's favour. Right, so oh look, hello, Tucking at Tuckwell's. Can't think of where I've heard that name before. If you know, you know. Okay, right, we're going to come down this way. Oh, this is the other picnic area. So this is the picnic area that we were looking on over here. And we've got a water feature. There we go. Water feature. Love it. I don't think there's anything this way. No, there's the barrier. So there's nothing that way because that's the area that's not finished. What's this way? Oh, this is around the back of the kids coaster. So we're using, is this a natural path? Yeah, it is. It is an actual path. There we go. They can come around this way. Come around this way. So, in a world where the park is finished, there is stuff that's behind here that, as you can probably see it through the trees, that actually isn't finished. But then we're going to come in back into our spoopy world. Spoopy world. Okay, so we need to get back to the main entrance. How are we going to go? Let's go back actually this way. Past the arrow coaster. It's down this way, wasn't it? Is this custom supported? I think it might be. That might be custom supported. That's a nice job. Okay. I'm going to stop being in awe. Right, round this way, round this way. I think there's more. You can hear it, right? I think behind here is rapids. Yeah, look. Some stuff that was never finished. There we go. Great view of the corkscrews and great view of the track. And I like how the terrain goes underneath it. So what you're not doing there is putting the coaster over the pathway. You're actually putting the pathway underneath the coaster. So that's a really nice bit. And then you've got this feature as well. So I don't know whether there's anything planned to go behind it, but it's this whole immersion that you've got where you're blocking out sight lines and everything. We come back into our Asian area. Awesome view of the single rail coaster. Oh, look at that timing. I'm getting good at this. And then back out into our Asian area. We've been this way before, so we know this already. I think we've seen everything, by the way. I think we have gone into the main area. It's through this way, right? And we come back out. This monorail station, by the way, is also quite nice. It's obviously not done, but it's quite nicely sitting on the profile. It's nice and hidden from the main entrance, and you can just imagine the monorail running. It's the Alton Towers. It's the Alton Towers vibe, isn't it? That you've got going on in here. And then we're back to the main plaza. Right. Let me just quickly flip this into night mode so I can show you it in its glory. So here is the park at night in all of its glory, and look at how amazing it looks at night. This is like the full package of a park, even though it's not complete, but what is complete is the full package of a park. Look at how amazing it is. So I'm not going to do a Tejicam for this one. We're just going to do a generic walkthrough tour. So here's our main entrance, nicely floodlit, nicely warmly lit, and then you've got your use of your fairy lights on your area here, and then you've just got the lights poking through from the monorail station, and then from the turnstiles and everything, and then your main area in here is also really nicely lit. So there's no dark spot in here. It's all as you would expect it to be. And then you've just got some really nice accent lighting. And I don't know how much of it is just because the game has done it and how much of it has been put down. But you've got your accent lighting on here that you can see that you've put in. And then you've got over this side, you're starting to use the lanterns and everything. So it's all consistently themed with the areas that you're going for. Love your floodlights. Your floodlights are awesome. I might steal them for my own park. And then the Asian area, I call it the Asian area because I can't work out whether it's Chinese, Japanese, or where it's from. The Oriental area looks so warm. It's so warm and inviting. And then you've got over here just your searchlights and everything that go really nicely with the ride that you've put in. But otherwise, it's a really warmly lit area, and it's just so inviting and so friendly. It's just lovely. It's lovely. And over in your spoopy area, then you change it up so it becomes more yellow and washed out and a bit more pale, and that's to create the ambience and the environment, right? So your greens and everything are all to do with the monsters and the spoop that you've got going on. And then you're also using purple, so it's just the ideal. Well, of course, the ride itself is purple and green, right? So you'd expect it to use purple and green lighting, but it's just so well put together. It's just nothing looks off place, nothing looks like it shouldn't be there. And then you've got over in the kids area, we're using again the purple and the pink Or at least that's how it comes across anyway, purple and pink. And then we come into the pirate area, and of course you'd expect it to be more fire and orange based because it's a pirate area. But everything's really nicely lit. There's no real dead spots, no real dead parts of the lighting, and you're accenting your buildings, so you're creating some more sight lines with those even at night. And then you've got your blue for your whirly rig there, and then over into the main area again. It's warm and fiery, so it's the oranges and the reds that are going on. And it's interesting actually that your coaster is blue, but the orange and red lighting then gives it a bit more of a contrast that's going on. So this is what I would imagine actually a Mediterranean or Mexican area would actually feel like at night, like in real life, because you've got all of the warm fire colors and everything that's going on. So yeah, this is the park. This is looking so beautiful. Guys, let me know what you think of this tour. Is this the type of thing that you want to see? Of course, this is a pilot, so we're open to changing the format. Thank you so much for coming along to the tour. Thank you so much to Spyke for submitting this for the tour. Really do appreciate it. Of course, we're going to be building a new park soon, so I want to do these as a supplementary series, so let me know what you think. But of course, until we speak again, please look after yourselves. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.